Welcome to Public Space, a community dedicated to supporting individuals who have experienced religious trauma or find themselves in between and are looking for self-God as well as community. We exist beyond the four walls of colonized religion. Here, we create a safe and vibrant space where members can explore and share spirituality, stories, art, and intellectual inquiry through critical dialogue. Join us as we embark on a journey of healing, self-discovery, and creative expression. Together, we will foster a supportive community that empowers individuals to reclaim their voice, embrace their unique journeys, embody a Path-Maker archetype, and find solace and strength in the company of like-minded individuals.
All right. Welcome to another public space in the month of August 2025. It's so good to be in this space and just have breath in our lungs. With everything that's happening around the world, whether on the main path, particularly, as well as off path in the shadows where the public can't see, there's a lot going on. And that's why we feel so humbled and honored to be able to be here, to have breath in our lungs, to speak and share. And we also find it a true blessing that you're able to hear these words and be able to listen, hopefully in safety. This month, the full moon in Aquarius holds deep meta-spiritual significance, especially for those walking on an edge between tradition and innovation. The personal and the collective, the human and the visionary. In this liminal cycle, if you would, Spirit calls us to stand at the threshold between what has been and what might yet be imagined. For a second, let's start thinking about and reflect on what is the meta-spiritual meaning and significance of this full moon that pretty much will be the energy we will be orbiting around this month in August. And so we came up with a few highlights just to help you understand and even help you navigate off path in the month of August. The moon illuminates the future. That's something that we have to always consider. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus and Saturn, creating a paradox of liberation and structure. This full moon brings a climax or a revelation around how we belong or don't to the world we're trying to co-create. Metaspiritually, it invites a sacred dislocation from the norm, an opening to become a vessel for what is emerging, what is radical or transpersonal. Individuality is pivotal here. Aquarius honors the uniqueness of the self, not for egoic gratification, but as a contribution to the collective. This lunar cycle highlights the tension between personal freedom and collective responsibility, challenging us to offer our strange, wild, authentic voice as a gift to the greater whole. And so we gather in public space, whether physically, digitally, spiritually, consciously. And as we gather, as we connect, as we align, we begin to remember that the energy coming from this moon is for those of us who are considered the outsider, the rebel, the cosmic observer. This is a moon for the mystics, the misfits, those who just don't fit in, the tech shamans, the visionary poets and theopoets, those crafting new ways of being, breathing, belonging, and becoming. So for my artists in the community and our mystics, this full moon in Aquarius whispers to us, creates this sort of tension in our minds, in our body, in our spirit, where we are haunted to Create as if the future depends on it, because it does. Your weirdness is not a flaw, it's a portal. So dare to dream of worlds that don't yet exist, then give them form. This is a time to release the fear of rejection or misunderstanding. Anchor your creative work in collective liberation. Channel dreams, visions, and symbols from the future or from the cosmos. Trust the impulse to rebel, but with integrity and purpose. Let your art be prophecy, protest, and healing. This month, let's consider rituals of dissonance and belonging. Sit at the edge of your community, physically or symbolically, and ask, where do I belong? Where do I choose to belong? Art can also be looked at as divination. So create something with no logic, just impulse. A collage, a song, a poem, spoken word, even in your journal, and let it speak back to you like an oracle or a mirror. And for this month, we thought that we would do some sort of spiritual, symbolic ritual, something that you can do at your own pace, wherever you are. So, for the next 2 minutes, join me as we light a candle or an incense or a symbolic object you would like to light. It could be sage. Place it at your center. Visualize that. And now just listen to my voice. We light this flame not just for ourselves, but for every dreamer, every exile, and sacred disruptor who has walked this path before us. This flame is our signal fire, visible to all who feel they don't belong in the world as it is, but who are here to shape the world as it might yet be. And so, to help us further reflect on the energy of this month off path, we came up with a few questions that we can reflect upon. Questions around identity, belonging, and sacred difference. What part of yourself feel too weird, radical, or misunderstood, even in spiritual spaces? Where do you feel like a sacred outsider? How might that be the greatest spiritual gift? What does belonging look like when you no longer fit into the systems that raised you? Have you ever been asked to shrink your truth to stay connected? What did that cost you? What kind of world are you dreaming into being? If your art, your spirit, your message was for the next generation, not this one, what would you create today? What future are you afraid to imagine because it feels too much or too far? What does collective liberation look like in practice, not just in theory, in your life right now? So these are just a few questions to reflect upon and think about, because at the end of the day, we all have to make a choice. And people may not want to make their choice because of fear, and that's okay. But just know that eventually you have to make these choices for yourself. You have to take responsibility because we're all becoming, and we have to ask ourselves, what or who are we becoming? And is this something we chose? And well, on that note, we'll leave you to it. Safe travels off path and continue to forgive yourself and love yourself. And we hope to see you next month.
As we move into a new lunar cycle, let's carry forward the spirit of curiosity, compassion, and courage that defines this sacred gathering. May we continue to honor our unique paths while weaving them together in solidarity and wonder. Let's keep creating, questioning, healing, and dreaming, because we are the ones shaping what it means to live beyond the four walls. Thank you for being part of this unfolding journey. Stay connected, stay open, and above all, stay true to the beautiful pathmaker you are.